They are going where no one has gone before.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
Critics are calling it the best podcast of all time.
Stick around.
They will fight for honor.
There was a firefight!
For justice.
You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear?
For hope.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cult Classic Action Show.
Yes.
Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bone here with you.
We are
the Blood Brothers.
And...
The Rob.
He did it. He did the Rob this time.
I know.
Nice.
That's what I mean. I changed it.
And then we also have... I guess I'll just say it. We have Carmelo Chimera. Unless we have to figure... I don't know how it's going to
we have
happen.
Does
Carmelo
a guy
Chimera.
with the last name Chimera need a nickname?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Chimera is just badass right there.
So speaking of badass, I got a suggestion for you guys, because you're the Blood Brothers for Cult Classic Horror, but this is Cult Classic Action. You guys should be the Bullet Brothers.
Yeah,
maybe.
I like the Bullet
I don't know if I
Brothers.
like this double branding, though. We've worked so hard. I already have the domain name, the Blood Bros, so I don't know what to do. I haven't put anything on it yet, but it's there.
Conspiracy theorists are going to start now. They're going to say the Blood Brothers and the Bullet Brothers are the same guys.
No, they're not. They're on two different shows.
They couldn't possibly be on both.
No way. Yes, this is the flagship episode of Cult Classic Action for patrons only of the Cult Classic Horror. Well, of Cult Classic Horror, I should say. So yes. If you're listening to this, you are very privileged. Unless we do, I don't know if we're gonna do a sample release. We could do like a free release on Patreon for like a week or something, and then change it. I don't know if I want to release it in our normal stream of episodes to fuck up our episode count. And the intro doesn't go with this. I'm just so confused, Rob.
See, this is the double branding problem.
We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out.
We just got to release it, man.
If we release it in the stream of Cult Classic Horror, do I put the Cult Classic Horror intro before it? No.
You do like a guest episode thing where it's like, we have this. First you do a little intro, and then you play the full action episode so that everybody knows what they're missing.
Okay.
Then they're going to say, I gotta be at this party with all these cool guys, and I want to rush to Patreon right now.
That's true. Well, you know what? So everyone listening to this, this is probably you got this for free because it's a one-time thing. So. If you want more of Cult Classic Action, you have to go to patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror and become a patron at the $5 or above level. And you will get Cult Classic Action delivered to you. We're going to shoot for bi-weekly. It might be monthly, but on a regular basis. And if you're unfamiliar with Patreon, if you subscribe to that level, they give you a... RSS feed. You just copy the link and you put it in your favorite podcast player, and it'll just download as we release the episodes, just like it does from iTunes or whatever else you use. So it's not a pain. You don't have to go to Patreon every time to listen to it or anything like that. It'll just...
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Just come into your stream. Yes. So...
So you don't have to cross the streams either. They'll just all be one thick stream.
One thick stream.
One turgid stream.
Just a stream shower all over you of entertainment.
Yes. Golden entertainment shower.
That's right.
Golden stream, baby.
Yeah, so anyways, on our flagship episode...
We're doing a cult classic.
We're talking about Cobra.
Yes. Cobra.
So excited.
So good.
Which
so
I have
good.
never seen till now. Can you believe that?
Likewise, I'm so bad.
Oh my God.
I know.
I've watched
so bad.
Everyone knows. I mean, I've watched all Van Damme. I'm a huge Van Damme fan. I've kept up on most of Seagal. I was just never like a big Stallone guy.
Yeah.
You're breaking my heart.
I love Stallone.
Stallone's the best.
I love him even more now that I see that I've watched this too. It's so good.
Yeah, there was some maybe not the best writing, but very entertaining.
He wrote it, so it is the best writing.
He did write it, didn't he? I saw that.
I just want to second everything Rob is saying right now. I'm also in the Church of Stallone, so I believe he's our Lord and Savior. But I'm curious then, how did the rest of you guys decide that this was the movie you wanted to do without fully appreciating his glory?
Rob just said, let's do Cobra, and I was like, okay.
Oh, good.
Well, me and Carmelo were talking, and we had talked about something like this a while ago, and we were talking and something. I was like, we got to do Cobra if we're going to do it. He was like, yeah, I love Cobra. So then I messaged Danny. I was like, we need to do Cobra.
Well, for those
he didn't put up a fight at all.
No,
he was like, okay,
well, you
sure.
know what?
So I was like, okay, we won.
You know what? Freddie Torres also posted, who's also a patron, probably going to be listening to this, also posted that he will be very disappointed if we start with and just do all Van Dammes, and he wanted Stallone. So I was like, all right, we'll do Cobra first. But then I did tell him that we are moving on to Van Damme.
Awesome.
The nice thing is none of these guys has a franchise that's half as long as Puppet Master.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, my
even
goodness.
If you go on a Van Damme kick or a Stallone kick, there's ones and twosies. Yeah, there's your occasional Rambo series, but nothing like the 72-part epic of Puppet Master.
Although we do have 5 Rockies, 6 with the new one.
Are we going to do Rocky? Oh,
Well, hey.
Yeah, we got to do Rocky. What about Rambo, too?
Well, he said Rambo.
Yeah, of course.
But there's only how many Rambos are there? 4?
6
3?
or 7.
Oh, really?
There is a 5th Rambo on its way out called Last Blood.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I think we will probably revert to doing movie series. I thought about doing actor series, but then we'd be on Van Damme for like 30 weeks, and then we'd be on Seagal
we were
for
doing
like 20
actor
weeks.
series work because I just bought Cliffhanger on Amazon.
Oh,
Cliffhanger too. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. We do need to do a. I'm gonna
John
ruin
Lithgow.
John Lithgow series.
Yes.
I almost ruined my own joke because I couldn't think of his name. That's what you were suggesting, right, Rob? A John Lithgow series.
Oh yeah, Harry and the Hendersons is terrifying.
So, anyways, I just want to, before we dive into this full force, Rob was talking about the history of the thoughts of CCA, and I want to take it back even further to like over a year ago when Carmelo actually reached out and had said that he would be interested in like spearheading a cult classic action branch of the cult classic horror brand. And doing that podcast, and we said that would probably be cool, and we were talking about putting it together, but then it just never worked out. He didn't have enough time, and we just didn't get it organized. And
Yeah, it's my fault.
No.
Last year I got engaged, I bought a house, I got married all in the last year, and it turns out I can't do that and a full-time job and this at the same time. So that was my bad.
So that's
and launder money for the Italian mob.
yes.
Well, not that I would know anything about that, Rob.
So that's why
that's just crazy talk.
So that's why he's with us here today. And I guess we didn't even really. And probably for most of them, are you going to be able to make it for?
I was going to kind of hope that if I just kept showing up, no one would notice that I wasn't uninvited, and you'd all just eventually be like, "Oh, he just does this with us."
That's
now.
what Rob. That's what happened with Rob. You know?
Yeah,
Exactly,
And he just stayed with us. He just stuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice with 4 people. I like it.
Yeah, we also had friends who wanted to do cult classic comedy for us, who are pretty funny guys. And that never really panned out because I actually I sat down and I was like, okay. And then I asked for a commitment, I was like, so can we do weekly episodes? And I was gonna build a site for them, Cult Classic Comedy, and we were gonna be like partners in it. We could do the branding, and that's when they're like, oh, and I don't think we can handle that. I was like, oh, okay. They're like, we were just gonna do it like whenever we felt like it. I was like, nah, you need like somewhat of a consistent basis here. So, but maybe that will yet be another Patreon offer that we do once we have more free time. So, which we don't. Anyways, cult classic action, Cobra. Here we are. So, welcome. Let's get into it.
Let's divulge into this. Let's dive into it.
I don't know where
awesome.
you know where we begin. We begin with the detective from Hellraiser.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to tie it
I
back
just want
in.
you to know, Cobra, this wasn't my idea, and I'm completely against them bringing you in.
Detective Monte, Andrew Robinson.
I just got to say, it starts off with the just I mean, cliched scene with all the lines, just all the lines in it. You know, starting with my favorite. I'll blow up the whole store, man. Go ahead. I don't shop here.
I love it.
I'm a hero. I'm a hero
I
of
don't
the
shop here.
world.
And I do recognize
I'm a hunter. I'm a hunter, man.
and that guy, he's in shit. What is he in?
Who?
He's in shit, isn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, the pock-faced, you know, fucking...
the guy in the very beginning at the supermarket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who has IMDb handy. What's his list there? Is he in?
Got him. Oh, you know what? He was in The Crow. He's.
Oh yeah, the Crow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was he in The Crow?
Was he one of the
He
bad
was-
guys?
No, he was. You'd think so because
He's a cop.
that handsome mug. But no, he was one of the policemen above.
Oh, okay.
You know, he was one of those bureaucrats.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I recognize him from that. That's right. That is right.
That's I just love the main bad guy from The Crow only because he was also in Resurrection, but his just voice is so soothing.
Yeah, he's like kind of has a
I
cigarette.
can't even
voice.
remember his name, but yeah.
He was also my
He's
favorite show of all time, 24. And,
Oh, really?
He's a very good actor.
Whenever I think of him, all I can hear is Christy, because that's in Resurrection. That's all I hear.
Yeah.
Just like the midget guy, all I can hear is oh, now I can't hear it. Whatever fucking Perlman's name is in that movie. Donner? Jackson?
DeSantis, maybe?
I forgot, man.
Something weird like DeSalvo
Fuck Resurrection.
Or DeSantis or
Michael Wincott. That's his name.
Well,
Michael Wincott, yeah.
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 He walks with the craziest kink in his neck. I don't know if you ever seen him, not in a movie, but he looks like someone took a crowbar and knocked his neck
No
3
shit.
inches to the side.
All right. Well, I don't know why we're talking about him. He's not even in Cobra.
He's not even in Cobra.
But he reminds us of the bad guy kind of because I don't know.
The bad guy who was in Cobra was in The Crow.
Yeah,
and
was-
he was in The Crow.
was in The Crow.
That's how we
Yeah.
got to him. All
Yes.
right, let's okay. Anyways, but I sort of thought, you know what? I do have a couple notes from this opening scene here. Probably not the best way to deal with a hostage situation. Cobra
You mean
just
going in guns blazing and
Yeah.
antagonizing the gunman.
Yeah,
Not the best way.
It's
But
the
he's
only
just
way
a
to
badass.
the only way to deal with a psycho.
You know
is
what?
Become
I'm
one
not-
yourself.
I'm not opposed with going in guns blazing in a hostage situation, but he didn't really do that. He went in and threw a beer can at him and
Well, he was distracting
walking,
him.
and he was walking around the corner and the guy could have just shot a hostage at any given moment. He needs to go in and just take the guy out point blank without him ever knowing he was there. You know.
Yeah, isn't it the point of sending in one guy instead
Yeah.
of a tactical unit?
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying. It needs to be like the ending of Equilibrium when Christian
Oh my
Bale
God,
just
yes.
fucking slices Taye Diggs' head in half.
Yeah.
When there's do you think there's going to be this epic battle, but he just slices his face in half?
Yeah. Oh, of
It needs to be
course.
like that.
But he had to take a sip of Coors Original before he
Yeah.
could do anything. So
Which at some point,
right next to the giant Pepsi setup.
yeah,
I don't know-
exactly.
There is more Pepsi in this movie.
oh, there's a Coke too, though. The dude was drinking Coca-Cola
Out of the pop machine.
obnoxiously
Yeah.
when they were stopped at that rest stop. I just
Yeah,
want
this looks like a Coke movie. Have you seen the poster? It's got all the red on it. This is a
Yeah.
Coca-Cola product.
I just want
Well,
to
I'll tell
say,
you, I do like his partner Gonzalez, who was also Dirty Harry's partner. He played the exact same role in Dirty Harry
Did
as
he?
he does in this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right.
Rennie Santoni
Rennie Santoni
as
that's right.
Sergeant
Chief
Tony
of Dirty
Gonzalez.
so I did think it was weird that the way he dealt with the situation. I don't know. I just sort of felt like they sent him in, and they could have just sent anyone in. I didn't feel
No,
like he was.
they couldn't just send
I
anybody.
didn't feel like he
Just
was.
anyone.
He's the
Cobra.
leader of the zombie squad.
I didn't
okay?
feel. And okay. I got another little gripe with the zombie squad. We don't. As far as we know, he's just the zombie squad. I've never seen anyone else from the zombie squad. I don't know what they do or why they're
him
called
and
that.
Him and
Gonzalez,
Gonzalez.
they're the zombie squad.
But they make it sound like there's a whole squad. It's just the two of them.
There is, yeah, that's all you need is a two-man army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 2 guys and 2 guns. One on
Did you
each of
not
Stallone's
watch the
arms.
same movie as we did?
I did. You know what?
Stallone defeats an entire army of serial killers.
You know what I feel like right now?
army of 'em.
You know who I feel like? I feel like Rob reviewing a horror movie right now. Although only half as harsh.
I actually watched this movie, okay?
All right.
They actually got the zombie squad idea. Stallone did from. There's actually a zombie squad in the UK in London where at night the local police, were called the zombie squad, and they'd go out, arresting or trying to capture,
shaking down criminals,
like insane criminals, which it was a lot worse.
Shaking down funny boy.
In London
Fire
back in
it
the
up.
day.
Fire it up.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's the crow.
Well, Stallone actually tried to arrest the miscreant after he threw a knife into his chest,
you're
but he
right.
would not drop the shotgun.
Did you also notice in that moment, and also a couple other times when people get shot? I said, well, it's the knife, then he gets shot. Their wounds almost look like just massive shrapnel wounds from World War II. Like their clothes are completely frayed and almost like their skin hanging out.
This is pre CGI gunshot.
There wasn't a lot of blood in
giant
this.
I
squibs.
just assumed that Stallone
Exploding
fires
squib.
hollow point, like shredding Talon rounds.
That's probably what it is. I think
He
that's
does.
what
He's actually using a Colt 1911 Gold Cup 9mm.
Oh God, you know all
Oh my
this.
God.
And
Yeah.
if you see him when he removes the magazine when he's cleaning the gun after he cuts his pizza up with scissors, he's using fragmentation rounds.
All right.
Oh yeah, he does cut his
Right.
pizza.
Well,
with
no one's going to top that.
and I meant to say Belgium, not London earlier. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Belgium.
Someone listening was like, it's not London, it's Belgium where the zombie squad was
Yeah,
popular.
it's Belgium. It's Belgium.
Excuse me. Mom, is my grilled cheese done yet?
Come on, downstairs. I'm 45 years old.
I'll stop talking like that because that's probably half of Carmelo's clientele.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Get the comic books, Chimera's Comics.
Yep. No, if anyone didn't listen to the interview, check out the interview we just did with Carmelo about his awesome graphic novel coming out. If you didn't know, he does own a comic book store, 2 comic book stores.
Cellar Door.
Is the name of the.
Oh
of
no, the
graphic
comic
novel.
book store is
Called
Chimera's.
Chimera's Comics.
Yeah, but the graphic novel, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I appreciate the plug, guys. Thanks. Yeah, I'll be bringing in all kinds of nerdy trivia for you from my comic realm into cult classic.
Do you have your Batman where he shows his cock and balls?
I want that
It's
comic.
amazing how many people called us angrily demanding Batman's dong. It's like y'all want the Bat D. I get it.
Yeah, and we're sold out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's sold out.
I think we need to bring up the most important issue about Cobra. Is this a Christmas movie?
Yes. This
I
is
don't
a
know
Christmas
about
movie
that.
like
There-
Lethal Weapon is. It takes place during the holidays.
During Christmas,
It
there
does.
are Christmas lights in like 3 different scenes, and he's also like watching a Christmas cartoon.
That's right, he is.
And I do
It
want to
is.
say he's a little bit of a hypocrite because he's eating pizza in that scene, and then the whole rest of the movie he's giving Gonzalez shit about his diet.
But he
But-
only cuts off like just the very end
Tip,
of that
and he does
piece.
not eat the crust.
Just the tip
Just
for
the
Cobra.
tip. Oh yeah, that's all he likes. Is just the tip.
Just
That should have
the,
been the tagline.
just the tip. That's all the ladies can take from Cobra. Just the tip.
Yeah, he gets down on fish and rice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very liberal with Christmas movies. Basically all that needs to happen is for like a Santa Claus hat to show up at some point, and I consider it a Christmas film.
Yes.
Case in point, American Psycho has a single scene at a
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it does.
Christmas
it does.
movie.
You're right. You're
So
right.
naturally, every December 24th, I put in my copy of American Psycho when I sit by the roaring
Oh,
fire.
okay.
I'm going to start that tradition
Mistletoe.
whether my wife likes
Mistletoe
it or
alert.
not.
Well, that's like me, like with Lethal Weapon. Everybody talks about Die Hard as a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon has a shootout in the middle of a Christmas tree farm. Like
Yeah.
it's a Christmas movie.
It's
I love Lethal Weapon. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this opens our whole world up to just a whole new, like what? So I think Rockies consider action fight movies, right?
Sure.
Good enough for me. So
I was
all
going to
need
say,
here.
Carmelo jumped all over
Yeah.
Rocky. Like,
I
it
would
was
do the
like-
cult classic Rocky show and just talk about Rocky every week for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
I'll confine it to the 7 episodes we need.
Speaking of Rocky, Bridget Nielsen is in this movie, and I had no idea that him and her, Stallone and Bridget, were married. She's like 6'2".
They were married?
They were married.
yeah,
Huh?
they were married. She's
After
6'2".
an
He's like
affair.
5'4".
I think Bridget, she looked like a man.
No, Stallone's got to be taller
I
than
think
5'4".
she looks like a man in a few scenes.
In In Cobra, you think she looks like a?
Yeah, there's like a couple
that
scenes.
wig,
No,
that wig
she's
is
hot.
nice.
She
She's
straight
hot.
up looks like a man.
She does wear a wig.
Oh, she's so hot, and she's still like this, just mean Russian to me. So it's very attractive.
Yeah, and she's got that mole right by her lip,
And on her lip.
and she's got a mole on her lip, which I love. I love that.
She's very, very cute in this movie. And
Oh,
now,
yeah.
not only does she not look like a man, she doesn't look human anymore.
Does
Yeah.
she not?
Oh, I saw some recent pictures.
She has very short white hair now.
You know those pictures of people like after they do crystal meth?
Yeah.
She looks like one of their less attractive younger cousins. That's what she
Oh,
looks.
all right.
That's how gross she has become.
Nice.
Yeah, she's
Stallone's not interested anymore.
Well, she's 50. She's only 55 though. And Stallone's 72.
Yeah, but in dog
shit.
years, that's 350.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
in meth years, right?
She was born in 63 out of Denmark.
Or as we say on CCH, in leather jacket years.
Yeah.
Leather jacket.
Leather jacket ears. Exactly. Or jean jacket.
Or jean jacket years, whatever we said.
With the fur on the middle.
Yeah.
With the, yeah.
Reference? What's his name?
I think that was a Thornberry reference.
Yeah.
To Bill Thornberry.
Bill Thornberry.
Leather jacket.
For sure.
He's like 50, but in leather jacket years, he's like 65.
So yeah, exactly. So this film was based loosely on the novel Fair Game by Paula Gosling, which later became a film in '95 under the same title. Stallone's screenplay was originally conceived from the idea during.
So there's another
pre-production.
Cobra running around out there?
No,
Filmed in
no,
95?
no. Yeah, Rob. tell him.
Stallone changed the name to Marion Cobra, but it was originally going to be Axel Cobra because Stallone had originally wrote Beverly Hills Cop, and he turned down doing Beverly Hills Cop to make this movie, which is far superior in every way to Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, hold on. Was he going to be Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop?
No, but yeah,
Yes,
he was.
That would not have worked at all. Or it would have been a very different movie. It would have been a very different
Well, they wanted
movie.
Beverly Hills Cop to be. The producers wanted Beverly Hills Cop to be more comedic, but he wanted a more action oriented film, and the studio rejected it as being far too expensive.
He's just like, I guess he's a good writer because that's basically why he has a career. I mean, he wrote Rocky and and demanded to be in it. And did that happen with Cobra too? This can't be. What year was the first Rocky?
Well, by then he was a brand, right? So in the
Okay.
80s,
This is
when he's doing Cobra.
1986.
Yeah, when he
86
did Rocky,
Cobra.
he had to make the demand. When Cobra, they'd want a guy like that to give it the box office.
Yeah, because he already had credentials. You know,
What is Rocky? Is that late 70s? Is that early 80s? Early 80s, right?
No, late 70s for the
Late
first Rocky.
77, I think.
Because like Rocky 4 was 85, and that was
Okay.
before this one. Yeah.
All right. I did just watch all the Rockies, not just like 3 years ago. So there's that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them yet this week, but
This week.
You're like the Rob in Jersey Shore weekly,
Yeah, exactly.
except you belong in the Jersey Shore.
more or less.
I just can't
You
get
know
over-
what? Those guys would forget them.
No. The Jersey Shore is amazing.
I just had to
it's
bite
one of
my
the best
tongue.
documentaries that we've ever had.
Oh, documentaries. Okay.
It's a docudrama.
I can't argue with that. It is a drama.
But Stallone took his ideas for Beverly Hills Cop, and along with Fair Game ideas, he made this movie. And then obviously they casted Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills, and it is a more comedic movie. But yeah, so
Do we have a budget on this?
yes, we do.
The budget was $25 million, and this movie made $160 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it did seem a little bit less, action packed as some of your. What did I say? Just horror movies, bigger action movies. So you just tell might have been a scale down, but this is also an older movie. Nowadays, it's just fucking ridiculous what
This
they do.
is a thinking man's action movie, guys.
Is it really?
Yeah.
He's trying to track down a serial killer. You can't just go in there and blow everything up. He's trying to protect this witness who he's starting to gain feelings for. This is a psychological thriller.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah. You really got to think about it.
Did you
a
know,
lot.
Rob, that if you shoot a bullet in the general vicinity of a motorcycle, they flip off of it?
Yes.
The rider
And then
will
it
flip off.
explodes.
Yeah,
That's because of the special ammunition that he was using.
That's right, the fragmentation rounds. Yeah.
That's right. Same with shopping carts. They just absolutely
they
explode.
explode.
Yeah.
They're filled
Well,
with
they're known
gasoline.
for their combustibility.
Yes, very much
This
so.
is 1980s Los Angeles. We don't know what those shopping carts are made out of.
Yeah.
We weren't there.
Yeah, I'm just saying he had extremely good aim for shooting from the hip.
It
course.
is a gold cup. These guns were, look, you know what? He trains just like we saw in the movie. He walked out of a morgue, crossed a hallway, and directly into a shooting range.
Yes.
To where he's honing his skill.
Yeah.
Was that a morgue?
That's a weird spot for a shooting range.
Oh, this
I don't think it was a morgue. I thought he was in an
police
office. I
department.
thought he was just in an office.
Oh, yeah, he's in the police department.
Yeah, I don't think he was in a morgue.
No, they're literally, if you watch it, he's in the morgue. Then they're all
you sure it's the
talking over
morgue?
the girl. Yeah, well, there's a dead body. And then they
okay.
go out of that room into a little hallway, and Cobra's like, well, see, he's going to win. Because if we have to play by these bullshit rules, the killer doesn't. He takes 2 more steps and enters into a gun range.
That's true.
This is the coolest police department ever.
All right.
Crime is a disease. Meet the cure. It's Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone.
So this movie I love because it's one of the action movies so great it needs 2 taglines. I don't know if you noticed the poster has
Yeah.
2 taglines.
What are they?
It has the crime and disease quote that you just shared with us, and meet the strong arm of the law.
Oh,
The
yes.
other one.
Ooh.
This movie.
That's where
this
Franklin
movie
D'Azor
was-
got his quote, got his slogan.
Yeah. Do you have Frank Azar where you guys are at?
Who?
I guess they don't know that then.
That's one of those like lawyers that has the stupid fucking commercials about people who get millions of dollars from their accidents. you
Yeah,
know?
it's Frank. That's probably only here. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably regional. Frank D'Azar, the strong arm.
it's on. Like you turn on the TV, you'll see the commercial right away. It's just so
It's-
bad.
I think it's
the
regional.
lawyers, they can only stick with like one state and then the neighboring ones that they reciprocate with. So we got our guys. We've
strong
got the
arm.
Verdolic Law Group that got a lady $300,000 for a spider bite. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Verdolic,
God, really?
huh? Verdolic.
I mean, that's what they say in the ad, but that's such a bunch of bullshit. There's no way that's accurate.
Yeah,
Let's say, are you friends with these guys? What can I get for a slip and fall? like,
You slip and fall in Chicago, I get you the best personal injury attorney in Chicago, not some bargain basement guys who wear question mark suits on stupid infomercials.
and let's send at one of your comic shops. Then it's like,
No,
nah,
yeah,
take that fat bastard outside.
Will you take Rob's case to sue Hamburger Helper for being overweight?
Oh, it's not just them.
I'm already on the next plane to Tallahassee.
All right.
Yeah. This is where you sit down and look. You don't say anything. You just let me handle this.
Also, Rob, if you wouldn't mind putting on a couple pounds before I get there, I really want to
Yes,
see this.
yes.
My client,
So sexy.
My client did not realize the content of Hamburger Helper when he bought the packaging.
He can't read. He can't read. He's gone to the Florida public school system. You can't expect this man.
he
to
didn't
read the back
realize
of
he
a
had to buy
box.
the hamburger separately.
He did not.
You guys don't need me. Rob could represent himself with
That's
this
true.
argument.
He did not realize. I got nothing. Hamburger Helper also goes with a loaf of bread, I guess, in Rob's dinner
Yeah.
time.
Bread. Well, it's butter bread. You got to put butter on the bread and butter. It's
Yeah,
sun-
you have to put bread with your bread. Wasn't that Jim Gaffigan? He's like, he does his whole fucking bread bowl pasta bit. That's what you want with bread is more bread.
And more butter. Yeah.
Hot Pocket. All right.
Well, the best part about Cobra is they must have had like 5 writers all writing one-liners for him.
Yes.
But then they couldn't make their mind up on what they wanted. Like that scene in the very beginning. There's like 5 one-liners.
I know.
You're the disease, I'm the cure. I don't shop here.
So good.
No, I don't deal with psychos.
Yeah.
Then like we're gonna top it off with you're a bad shot. I don't like bad shots. It's like everybody they filmed all of it and then nobody could edit it or Sylvester.
Which would you have cut?
I like
come
them
on,
all.
let's
No,
give them
yeah,
some-
exactly. Sylvester's like, look, I wouldn't cut anything. I think it all works great.
Though apparently, and this is maybe a good segue to a fun fact. Apparently, not only did they cut stuff, they cut like half a movie out of this, didn't they?
Yeah, what is this you were mentioning, X-rated cut? What'd they cut out?
Well, so apparently there's, 30 to 40 minutes of this movie that is missing, that they cut out. I guess the print is out there somewhere. I wouldn't have any idea where to start to look for it, but it's I guess it's got X-rated material, includes a lot of like graphic stuff.
Nudity?
The girl who gets killed in the beginning gets her hands cut off first.
Oh.
They have a lot more lingering shots over the corpses and things like that. So honestly, I'm surprised, but the movie was supposed to be like 2.5 hours long. Could you imagine this kind of adrenaline shot for 2.5 hours?
Yeah. Oh God, it'd be.
I don't know. I
Might be
don't
too
know
long.
if you can survive it.
Can you imagine how many one-liners would have been in there?
God, so many more
that's what I'm
one-liners.
saying.
Well, after Top Gun came out in '86 and became a massive hit, Stallone and Warner Bros. And were afraid Cobra wouldn't be successful, so that's why they cut it down in order to have more theatrical screenings per day on it. So
I can never decide with this, and maybe you guys have an opinion, but do you think the primary reason is just that simple, that we
I don't
just want to get
know.
more screenings in, or do you think that they think we're dumb? Like, I have the attention span to watch a 2.5 hour movie. All right, I'm not 6,
Yeah.
but these studios seem to think that there's nobody who likes bullets could possibly watch an action movie for more than 2 hours.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I don't
We
think so.
save the 2.5 hour or 3 hour movies for like fucking Star Wars, which they could just kiss my dick.
do you guys
Terrible movies?
Do you guys think though, with all that cut footage, that there's some plot holes that probably had to come up? I mean, obviously,
Okay,
there
there's no
was
plot holes in
the-
this
Well, the
movie.
big
No
one
holes.
is that the twist ending. Did you read about the twist ending, Scotty? Apparently,
not really.
Monty, Hellraiser detective, is supposed to be the real leader of the cult.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn it.
could you imagine?
I could see that, because in Hellraiser, his character kind of changes too. You know, he's kind of like the good guy, and then becomes the bad guy. That would have been a cool plot twist there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carmelo has
Then
to
there would have been
use
the
all of
great
his.
ending.
Yeah.
Carmelo has to use
Was-
all of his lawyering to get us this extended cut.
I'm going to use every tool I know, but it's not going to be my lawyer tools. It's going to be all my underworld connections to get me this one.
Yeah.
You send them a subpoena this
I'll
second.
subpoena the copy of. That's a great idea, actually.
Well, he's kind of a dick detective, anyways, and like Cobra doesn't get along with him at all. So I could see that happening. You know.
Yeah,
What
he's-
I don't get is why they're mean to Cobra. Why are they mean to Cobra? All of his police skills are like good.
They're just jealous.
He's making sketches. He's going through his files. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't really
speaking of-
see him doing anything too crazy.
That's what I'm saying is they call him in to help them hunt down the killers, and they're like, we need you to do the things that you do. And then he and Gonzalez like shake people down and interrogate suspects. And I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't they just doing what police do?
Yeah.
What is it that he's doing that you were not already trying?
That's what I'm saying. In the opening scene, you could have just handed a fucking guy with jeans and a jacket on and handed him a gun, and he could have gone in and handled the situation the same.
Yeah.
More or less what they did. Yeah, exactly.
And Cobra keeps telling him it's more than one killer, and they're like, no, it's one killer. They just won't listen to
They're
him.
just, I
See,
think,
that makes sense as a plot hole then, right? Because that's a dumb thing for the police to dig their heels in about, unless they're trying to cover something up.
I think
Yeah.
that you're right. I think there is a plot hole, because I get the sense from watching this film overall that the police force is just like ignorant, like super ignorant, and being way too ignorant to be an actual police force. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
about the whole thing.
This is the Los Angeles Police Department, though.
You're right. So they're probably still like that.
No, most definitely. But this is. I mean, this is.
are explained now that we know that this was supposed to be in Detroit, in Beverly Hills Cop, because that.
Yeah, because he had to change the whole script. He wasn't going to rewrite the whole thing. You know.
Of course.
So let's talk about Brian Thompson, the night slasher. He's
Deflated. He's a deflated Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's pretty jacked.
Yeah, he looks
But
pretty
his
jacked.
his face is all sucked in.
It's weird.
He's
He's got a big mouth area, and the rest is all Shrinky.
This is his first film where he plays a prominent role. And, it was '86, so he was still kind of up and coming. He's also in Lionheart with Van Damme.
Oh, is that what I recognize? That's what I recognized him from. Yep. He's not a fighter though. He's like the manager or something.
Yeah, he's one of like the managers. Yeah, he's not a bad guy, but he has that deep like bass voice.
Yeah,
that's like this.
It's not him, but he reminds me of the main bad guy in Cyborg too.
Yeah.
He is the most conspicuous serial killer. Like just take one look at this guy, and then if you hear him talk, it's like yes, sir. How are you doing, pig?
Yeah,
your eyes, pig. And you're just like, okay, cool. We're gonna leave now. You're immediately calling. Yeah, I got the Night Slasher. No, for sure. Like I got him. And then he's trying to kill poor Bridget because after her robot photo shoot, which is highly erotic.
No, she looks like a man the whole time.
She sees a glimpse of his face. And how he is going to stay inconspicuous is to murder an entire hospital staff.
Yes,
of course.
No plot holes.
Seems legit.
No, I mean that's not a plot hole. I mean that's just what happened. It's just I see that's where like the Monty plot hole comes in. Like maybe if there was somebody smarter pulling the strings, they would have gotten on the phone.
He looks a little downsy even.
The whole like flashing between the like robots at first, because I never seen it, so I didn't like know it was coming to her modeling with robots. Like it pictured Cobra driving the car, and then robots, and then it flashed to like the liquor store sign or something. I'm like, why are these robots flashing?
I was very confused, and then it took me
Did anybody think the robots were going to come to life and try to kill people? Because
I was thinking that.
No, what I thought, I didn't realize till halfway through the movie that she was the one that was in the photo shoot.
Oh, really?
Because I wasn't really watching the screen at that time. Like Shannon walked in the door with my Wendy's that I shouldn't have eaten last night, and I was like,
comes full circle.
Yeah, I was just getting it all ready. I was like getting the Wendy's ready, and that montage was going on, and I just like looked up halfway through it. I'm like, what the fuck is this photo shoot going on for?
Yeah, I didn't really notice her being prominent in the movie until she came out of the elevator and with that guy, Yeah. So. Are we playing
you have the montage now, Rob?
Are we playing some 80s going on? 80s
Oh yeah, I had
music?
to download the whole soundtrack. The montage was brought to you by Robert Tepper's "Angel of the City." That's so good.
That's a great song. Oh my god.
Yeah, so good.
From the guy who brought you one of the 4 Rocky 4 montages.
Yes, he did.
Oh, greatness!
Awesome.
80s music with the saxophone and just the love ballads. We had a couple love. There was an '80s love ballad when he kisses her, and there's the guy singing, and then the girl singing, and
yeah. Rob, you said you got the whole soundtrack. What other song was there besides "Angel of the City"?
It's all just Stallone reciting one-liners.
"Angel of the City" is the only good song on the soundtrack. But there's like some action scene stuff But no, I my biggest question is during the coitus, during the lovemaking, do you think that like they just let Stallone and Bridget just go at it for real? I mean, they are married.
Oh,
were they married during this movie?
They weren't at the time. I think Stallone actually cheated on an ex-wife with Bridget Nielsen, and then got married to Bridget Nielsen.
Hasn't Stallone been married like
really?
5 times or something?
Thing. Yeah. Now, obviously, I forgive Stallone because he's like the rest of us, makes mistakes, and we don't want to hold against him.
He was a pimp back in the day, and
yeah, of course, it's understandable. But I guess at the time, I don't know if they were together. They might have been.
Hasn't he been married a bunch?
Let's see.
Maybe not.
He was with Bridget Nielsen 1985 and divorced in 87. So he guess he was
right in the middle.
A star that burns so bright can only burn so long.
Yeah.
Apparently, at one point, Sylvester Stallone complained to cinematographer Rick Waite that they were falling behind. He and his crew needed to work harder. And then Waite responded to him by telling him, if he'd get his hands off of Bridget Nelson's ass and stop showing off to his bodyguards, maybe they would have more they wouldn't have problems with time.
That was rough
And
to
then
get
Stallone
through.
immediately.
I was reading a quote.
Immediately broken in half.
I was reading because I guess Stallone,
Showing off his bodyguards.
he was a little egotistical.
Did you say bodyguards or body parts?
Bodyguards.
Oh, how do you?
I think it was showing off to his bodyguards.
Showing off
which is
to his
hilarious to me.
bodyguards. Yeah.
Is that what it says? Showing
Yeah.
off to his bodyguards.
Yeah.
Like he's like, hey guys, look what I can do. What is
Yeah.
that really
Yeah,
what was
you
going
know,
on?
like
Yeah.
when you've got bodyguards,
That's
but
what
you're
it
a badass, you juggle them. You just like lift them up and toss them around, and
But Stallone's not egotistical. Like he's Stallone. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Rob, I don't know that Van Damme ever, had the need for bodyguards.
Yeah.
He couldn't afford bodyguards working for Cannon Film.
wait, didn't Van Damme get in a fight with a bodyguard? Am I making that up?
You know
I thought
what?
heard
I
that.
did hear once that he got knocked out by a Hell's Angel at a bar.
Really?
I did hear that one time. Yeah,
But
we don't know the circumstances.
bodyguard wasn't there.
We don't know what happened.
He probably got
It might have been a bodyguard.
blindsided.
Maybe
It
it
was probably all the Hell's Angels. It was
yeah,
not one.
it was
Hell's
all of them knocked him out.
Or it was a cheap shot. He wasn't looking.
Yeah, it was a cheap shot. Exactly.
Angel.
Yes, I guess Stallone was shocked that he talked to them that way, but then he toned his ego down for the next few weeks, but then returned back to his regular behavior.
Oh.
I guess,
Yeah.
What? Okay, so when he parks and his neighbor there, who's always parked there, the Vato Jose or whatever his name is.
he rips his wife beater off.
Yeah, what was under his wife beater? It looks like he had a mic or something.
That was the mic. That was like the actual. I believe that was
like the actual audio mic for the movie.
Yeah,
It looked like a wire.
I don't think anybody knew Sylvester Stallone was going to do it, so he just ripped his poor
Yeah.
dude's shirt.
It was a
And there's
wire.
The sound mic right there.
I,
from, like, the
for a
actual
second, I was like, "Oh, is he like outing him as a narc and he has a wire on? What's going on right now?"
No. I just think straight up that was just like, look, we don't know what Stallone's gonna do. Just stand there. He rips this dude's shirt, and they were like, we can't keep it. There's obviously a mic, and Stallone's like, no, it's great. We're gonna keep it.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, that was.
Also,
I don't think that was planned.
that just shows Stallone, man. He's a wild card.
Well,
he does what's best for the movie.
Then they're like best buds after that, right? Because he parks again, and they're like, "Cool,
oh yeah.
He's like, "You're a good man. Thank you."
you're a good."
You know
citizen.
what?
You're a good
That's
citizen.
bad for your health. What is
Me.
It's like fuck yeah. Stallone's
Crushes his
That's why
cigarette in
Stallone's
his
the best.
hand.
That's why he's the best.
Yeah, so he has a nice little apartment, like overlooking the beach.
Yeah, I like that.
Right there, and where is he? Santa Monica or something? Isn't that where they're at?
Yeah, Santa Monica.
Most LA detectives can afford like a $4 or $5 million loft
Yeah.
overlooking the ocean.
Well,
I
of
just
course.
assume the police department provides them to all their detectives.
Yeah, they provide him.
They wouldn't provide him a new car though. which
No,
is
but they do
ridiculous.
provide him with top-notch 24-inch box TV.
Fuck yeah.
That's top of the line.
Yeah.
You know, that was Stallone's car. That was his actual
yeah.
car at the time.
Was it?
Yeah, the nine. Yeah, I did read that.
Well,
too.
did it actually get trashed in the movie?
The
Well, they
1950,
made some stunt cars. They
Okay.
made, like,
They made like 4 kit cars.
1950 Mercury, driven by
Yep.
Cobretti. Yeah, so they made like they had his main one, and I was reading that it did like 0 to 60 in like 6 seconds or something. So it was really like fast car. But all the other stunt cars looked the same on the outside, but obviously weren't the same on the inside. So, but yeah, that was a badass car. I love that that car chase scene, man. Classic.
Good
Just
stuff.
fucking love it.
Yeah.
see, and in many ways, this movie epitomizes what made 80s action movies so good, right? It's like that car chase and the gunfights and the motorcycles flipping over. This is like what you think of when you think of 80s action,
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. And he also had NOS on his car.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have it.
Yeah, and he just used it briefly just to catch up with him real quick. And then he was going the same speed.
That's all you need because he had his witness with him.
He really had to
He didn't
catch up
want-
with that Lincoln or whatever they were
You don't know what that Lincoln had in it.
or maybe not Lincoln. It looked like my grandma's little car. She had just a Chrysler.
It was like
It looked
a
like old
Chrysler.
Chrysler Reliant.
Yeah.
Chrysler. I just found, she got rid of that car long ago. Well, she's dead, but that car is long gone. But I was
used to
going
drive
through
it.
my parents' storage unit, and they still had one of the keys, like the ignition keys, It had the logo on it and everything. I was like, oh, this is Grandma's old car key.
Yeah.
Same one that is pretty racist that we talked about on the interview with Carmela Chimera.
Yep.
The racist grandmother's Chrysler.
Yes.
Yep. Brown Chrysler.
Again, everything just comes full circle.
It does.
Back to racist grandmothers eating Wendy's in the middle of the night.
But no, I mean, this movie sums up what's great about the cult class and action and the 80s and all that. Just like there's a massive montage, which you have to have. Then there's like mini montages, like they go to the hotel and she's seductively trying to sleep while he's putting together a machine gun as loud as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And this thing,
there's no way you're going to sleep.
and he's not like putting
And
this
then
thing.
the laser on that gun has got to weigh 40 pounds, and the battery's the size of a shoebox. But this is like 86. Everybody's like, oh, that is so awesome.
Well, and he's not
got a laser on his machine
and
gun.
he's not like assembling this thing after cleaning. He's like, this is like the parts got off the conveyor belt at the factory assembling this gun.
Yeah.
It's like the spring's not even in it, and it's like he's building this thing.
So this is like, it's like a mythical hero's weapon, right? I'm gonna show what a nerd I am now. But in the Greek epic, the Odyssey, Odysseus has a bow that is so thick only he can bend it, so no one else could possibly use his signature weapon. And that's how Cobra's machine gun is. It's so heavy, no mortal could possibly wield it.
Or it's so complicated to assemble.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The gun he used, it was a Jaddy-matic submachine gun, just for the gun lovers out there.
How about like the new guy that joins this cult, and they like arrive at the meeting, and all they're doing is clanking axes for like 2 hours straight.
The beginning of the movie.
There's like no talking or anything.
That's what they do.
The choreographed. They were very well choreographed.
They just stand there. The new guy's like, "Hey, Tom, is this all we do the whole time we're here? Our shoulders are getting really tired."
It's the way of the new world.
Can we talk about the murder cult for a second?
Brand new axes. Yeah.
Cults need like beliefs and maybe robes or something. Like, what is it that they? What is this new world? I don't understand.
No. We just clang axes together. That's all we do.
It starts off with like a really sweet wrist tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah, with skull and crossbones with knives sticking out of the head.
And I did notice this cult would never work because the only woman that's in this cult is a uglier version of Stalker Channing.
And she's a dumb bitch.
Oh my God, you're right.
Who's Stalker Channing? I don't know who that is.
Folks.
I don't know who that is.
Well, she.
How do you not know who Stalker Channing is?
She's the girl from Greece. She's
Rizzo.
Oh,
Rizzo.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this girl's. She played Stark in it. She looks very. She's been in a ton of movies.
She does look familiar.
She was in Rob. She was in Field of Dreams. She played Belua Gasnick in Field of Dreams.
Oh, that's right. She played the book burning woman in Field of Dreams.
Yes,
she was better looking in Field of Dreams. She's pretty nasty in this.
Yeah,
and she's all hanging all over deflated Arnold, and why don't you let me get her for you? And he's sharpening that knife with such intensity, and he's just pigs.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch Lionheart
with his marble cheeks. I know. I just
got to watch some Van Damme. It's been so long.
No, she's that girl. Her name's Lee Garlington. She plays Nancy Stock in this, the backstabbing undercover agent for the Night Stalker.
Which I think it's almost another not plot hole, but weird story thing that they just assign one random cop to follow them around. I think
she was like working like in the answering the phones. Like she was like a 911 operator, and now she's hanging out with detectives and witness protection.
Yeah, following them around. It's like, she just got assigned.
Which would make perfect sense if Monty was the leader of the cult.
That's right.
Yes.
See, and it would make perfect sense that he called the two guys off duty on the hospital room.
Yep.
See,
But
why? But she did. Why would she have the power to call two guards off duty?
No, I mean I agree.
She was in.
Your lackeys do it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm digging this whole Monty thing. I would God, a 2.5 hour X-rated version of this movie. Are you kidding?
I don't know. You can look.
I'm getting hard just thinking about it.
You can have plot holes.
You have to subpoena Sylvester Stallone today, sir.
All right, look, you can have plot holes or you can have Tom Atkins. You can't have both.
Yes, you're right.
Well,
You're
we
right.
got robot sex in this movie, or
Yeah.
implied robot sex.
It has been confirmed there was never robot sex between Tom Atkins from Tom Atkins himself. It has been confirmed.
Just saying
Yes, that's
that.
right.
He's just
That's
I don't
saying
right.
want
that
anything
his
mention of
interest.
Colonel Cochran. That has nothing to do with it.
You don't know the Colonel's still behind all of this. Look, we haven't gotten to the bottom of this. We have hired a lawyer. Our attorney, Mr. Chimera, is working on it right now.
Oh, really?
Along with subpoenaing the extended X-rated cut of this movie. He's a busy man, so we will get to the
For
bottom
everyone
of this
listening,
in due time.
Carmelo is a lawyer. That's why we keep making these jokes. Just so you know.
Yeah, but I have a feeling if I keep doing this show with you, it won't be long before I say something that gets me disbarred. So
Yeah.
enjoy it while it lasts, guys.
Won't be very long. Yeah.
Yes, you better start slipping and falling as quick as you can because this man may not have a job later.
Yes. Anyways,
So do you guys notice that, or do you guys know that it's Marion Cobretti? That's his name in this. Most action stars are John, but he was named after John Wayne because John Wayne's real name is Marion.
oh,
So just fun. There's a fun fact there for you guys.
John Wayne. That's the guy in Shanghai Nights, right?
Yeah,
Shanghai Noon.
Yeah. Shanghai Noon. Yeah.
We could do.
He's
a
also in
Western
Ben.
segment of Cult Classic
He's also in Ben Hur.
action.
They call just no one. That's Jackie Chan's name in those movies. John Wayne. I got nothing.
Yeah, I didn't.
So I actually
got
really
that.
am glad you shared that fact because they make a big point of his name being Marion, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can make fun of androgynous names today the way you could in the 80s, but it did make me wonder. Like Marion is such a specific name, so it's kind of like mystery solved with that John Wayne bit.
I think
But,
Marion is it is an androgynous name, but I also think that it's like either communicates a gangster name to me or like kingpin or like wealthy entrepreneur.
Kind of like
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like a gangster name. Yeah, like a mob name.
Yeah, I don't know why.
My sister-in-law's name is Marion, actually.
Oh, nice.
Not that she's a mob boss or anything like that.
I was about to say, is she affiliated with the mob?
Well, I mean, first of all, Rob, remember, there is no such thing as the mob. Okay, that's just a
okay, yeah.
thing they talk about in movies. It's not real. But if it were,
Yeah,
I would, if it were, I would advise you not to ask too many questions about it.
exactly. So
Yeah,
just
just-
keep your mouth shut,
Yeah.
Rob.
It's a thing, Yeah.
Carmelo, can you just say you think I'm funny like a clown?
Well, you think I'm funny? What, like a clown?
Yeah.
I can't. I just cannot reconcile my vision of what Carmelo should look like to what he does.
Almost
look
has a
like.
George Costanza kind of type,
What?
like a Jason
Just stop.
Alexander.
Just stop. That's not at all how he sounds.
No, oh yeah, you're
He's trying
like
to get me to threaten him is what he's trying to
Yeah.
get me to say something like, you better shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you.
Yeah.
And that's why he called me George Costanza.
I don't know where he's getting George Costanza.
I don't know.
I'm hearing like a Joe Pesci in there a little.
Yeah,
I'm saying Pesci.
I like Pesci.
And like
I've got an uncle who's the spitting image of Joe Pesci. So again, I can't.
Okay,
All right.
will this said uncle be at my welcoming party for when we
keep
come?
asking this many questions. Yeah, he'll be there.
I could just picture the scene, Rob's welcoming party and Carmelo doing business in the office. I will grant you this request on the day of my friend Rob's welcome party.
So I hear that deep dish pizza sucks. Where's the New York?
Oh my God! Again.
Oh, not again. We can't do this.
You know what,
The
Rob?
pizza.
It's not in Chicago. It's
Pizza
pie.
feud.
It's pie. Okay, it's pie. Or is that New York?
That's Philadelphia.
Like the Stephen King version of The Shining you like, the television one? Are we going to have our fight over the pizza the way you like that Shining movie?
Yeah.
Hey
yeah.
man, all I'm saying is that I've had Pizza Hut's deep dish. It's not good, so I assume that the stuff in Chicago is not good either.
Oh, give me a. You need to have old Chicago deep dish.
Dude,
Oh, here we
Chicago
go.
pizza's the
We need
bomb.
to go to we need to go
Old
to the Boise
Chicago.
Mall, and we'll put that old Chicago up.
You know
against
what?
anything.
I went to Philly and took a food tour, and they gave me a tomato pie, which didn't even have cheese on it. So
It's a tomato pie.
It was like tomato sauce on bread with like chunks of tomato in it, and they said that that's
like, pizza's like in Italy, actually.
yeah. They said that's like the real deal. So
Yes.
You guys, Carmelo already explained to Rob the difference of the pizza in Chicago and then New York, but you guys will have to get in on the Patreon for that.
actually, we didn't record that.
Oh shit!
I'm sure if you listen to Cold Classic Action for any length of time, we're going to have that pizza fight again. Because Rob's just trying to get his teeth out now.
I just want to put it out there that I love any and all pizza, no matter what.
Yeah,
That
me
was
too.
a very good answer.
I give every pizza a chance, and I end up usually loving it.
Yes.
Now, is it Chicago that has like the beef sandwiches?
Yes,
I've heard of it.
yes, we do.
Okay,
Just
okay.
beef sandwiches. That's it.
It's like a beef sandwich, and they dip the whole thing in like loose.
Are you talking about like the loose meat burgers? Loose meat? No, you haven't heard of that? No,
Like
I'll just
Freddy's?
shut up.
Is that like a cheesesteak? Is that like a chop
Well,
steak?
Yeah,
like
that's
sort of like Sloppy Joe, but like, I don't know. It's hamburger, but it's not like packed and made into a burger. It's just like loose meat, you know.
That's weird.
Like Freddy's.
No, these are
No,
like
not Freddy's.
these are like flat. Like I mean, they're cut like deli slices, but the Italian beef is it's hot deli meat. It's delicious.
Okay,
It's
hot
like
beef
most
sandwich.
It tastes very good.
Okay, all right.
You guys got. I don't know what this is making me just sad that you guys don't know all these delicious Chicago cuisine.
I need to come
I
down
gotta
there.
fix this.
I think we might just call it different things.
I just need to
I
come
don't
down
know.
there.
What Italian beef is so popular, you can have it shipped. You can literally order Italian beef and have it shipped across the country. That's how popular it is.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
all right, okay. Sort of like cheese.
It's in high
Wisconsin,
demand.
right?
It's very high demand. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Italian sausage has always been in very high demand, as you know.
Can I just say that the ending of this movie felt like Terminator mixed with Aliens?
Oh, because
where
with
did you get Alien from?
Because they're like in industrial setting, and I don't know why the little like licks of flame that were coming out of the
like the
out of the
sparks.
wall like made me think of the little flamethrower she carries around. I don't know.
I grew up in South Florida, and we have orange groves like this everywhere. And
I'm not talking about the orange groves.
No, listen, but
that happens at the end, too.
There are factories. There are
So
factories
one-
like that.
Yeah.
There's like factories like that in the orange groves, and they use it to pasteurize the orange juice with the flame and stuff. I don't know what kind of metal work they were smelting in the middle of this specific orange grove, but it was badass. It was the ultimate setting for the ultimate showdown between good and evil.
It was literally like they filmed the intro for for guys who like movies there. You know,
Yeah.
you had like the
badass.
sparks
So
coming
amazing.
out and like the flames
and the machinery sound
movies
and
for
stuff.
guys who like movies.
It was badass. It did have that because you got them jumping in Terminator.
You know what we were missing though? We were missing like the final fight, no shirts on either man
Yeah.
to the death.
You couldn't handle it. They thought this movie was going to be 2.5
You'll see that in Double
hours long.
Impact.
If Sylvester Stallone took his shirt off on top of a 2.5 hour long X-rated movie, people couldn't handle it. If they knew it was going to get dissected down this small, he probably would have been shirtless for more. And this is like mid '80s Stallone, where he's cut. He's not big and puffy. He's like just.
I would say
just
he's still pretty.
shredded.
Well, when was he big
He's
and
still
puffy?
pretty big.
He's cut
So like
right
in the
now.
first Rocky, he's very buff.
No, you're right,
But he's
no.
not like ripped.
No,
Yeah,
first Rocky.
yeah.
First
You're right,
Rocky,
you're
he's
right.
almost not even really that buff, but he is. Like that was a whole thing he
He's
went
so
through.
cut.
I know to.
Yeah, then you look at him in Rocky 4, which I think we said was the year before Cobra or 2
Yeah.
years before Cobra.
Yeah.
And he
It was
looks
year
like
before, yeah.
he's chiseled out of marble.
But I mean, still,
Yeah.
goddamn, look at him in the newest Rambo. He's like jacked as shit. Of course, he openly said he did steroids and says he does steroids.
And
stuff.
he's like 70 years old there, or
I mean, it
60,
depends on
68.
steroids.
Yeah. We're gonna turn to our attorney.
Oh,
Like their enhancement tools Just like how a barbell is an enhancement tool.
All it is just, trying to replace hormones that decrease with our age. It's all natural stuff he was taking.
Yeah.
It's just that when you get a little older, the human body, the normal mortal body is not meant to keep up with a man like Stallone. He's just not trying to make the reality match his godlike physique.
Yeah, I mean, he's 72 and he still looks like he's 52.
Rob, is it just like that Bowflex covered in 8 layers of dust is a tool in your garage?
I sold it.
It was getting in the way, wasn't it?
Sold it.
Getting in the way.
Well, no, I mean, I maxed it out. There's really there's no more it can do for me than I've already accomplished. So I'm going into more of a kinesthetic type workout now. Low impact, low effort.
I see.
Type low effort.
Speaking of low effort, so I'm just transitioning into a fact here. The Night Slasher's monologue at the very end that led up to the final fight. Brian Thompson did the scene with his monologue, and there was a script girl standing in for Stallone because he was busy watching a basketball game on TV. So he wasn't able to make that scene. That's
like a thing with Wesley Snipes. You know that he whenever someone's talking to Wesley Snipes in a movie, he's not there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially as he gets more popular. I think they said for Blade, one of the Blades, 3 or something, he's not even in it, barely.
Yeah.
Anytime you don't see his face directly, it's not Wesley Snipes in Blade.
Just lazy.
It's the case for most actors in most movies.
Yeah.
Really?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I would think, I don't know that's the case though, because you would think with Wesley Snipes' supposed skill set in martial arts that it would be him doing most of the stunts and fighting, but they said with Blade 3 it was not. If you don't see his face.
Well, no, that's because the studio wouldn't let him.
Oh, sure.
If it was Tom Cruise, he would have been there.
The studio wouldn't let him do it because he said, you know what? Supposed martial arts. Wesley Snipes can kick so fast that while they were filming Demolition Man, which we will do soon, they had to ask him to slow his kicks down because they were blurry. The camera couldn't keep up.
I'm sure that's true.
That's a true fact.
Is that awesome? Yes. I can't.
Yeah,
Can't wait to do Demolition Man.
Yeah,
Demolition Man.
It's unlike Seagal, who performs all of his own stunts because you really don't have to move any part of your body more than 3 degrees, and you don't have to be able to touch your toes.
No. You just stand straight up.
Steven Seagal's form of martial arts is completely different than these other forms of martial arts. And Steven Seagal's martial arts flows like water. You use the other person's energy against them. It's slow and subtle movements. You know what? I'm not going to get into it because Steven Seagal. We're not talking about Steven Seagal. We're talking about Stallone, who is amazing, who sweat more than any other. Him and the bad guy were covered in sweat.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of sweat in this movie.
Rinsed fire behind them.
Yeah, they were
exactly.
The bad guy was leaving the hospital, and if you notice when he leaves the hospital, his janitor's shirt is stuck to his back from all the sweat that they just wanted. He's got to look wet at all times.
Oh, of course. Apparently, Brian Thompson auditioned for this role 7 times, and finally was hired after he did a screen test, and then he asked Stallone on the pointers for it, and Stallone just said, "The character is just simply evil, and that's all I'm going to tell you." It's because I guess he was more the director than Cosmatis, whatever the director's name was. So he was more the director, I guess, in this film because he wrote the screenplay too. But
of course, Stallone's always a director in everything. He's like Kevin Costner, just less handsome.
Oh.
Exactly. George Cosmatos was the director. Cosmatos, whatever.
I'm sorry. So Sylvester Stallone is good to look at, but he you don't marry Stallone.
Has Costner ever had a nice physique in anything he's done?
Waterworld.
I don't know.
Oh, he was shredded in Waterworld.
Really shredded?
Oh, for Kevin Costner for the hottest dad in Hollywood.
You must just like him for his soft
eyes.
His soft features.
You need a map to get out of Kevin Costner's eyes.
All right. Okay. It was, like what was that movie, The Guardian, where you have
He was
two
badass in that.
you have two men with soft features and girlish attributes going at it.
Okay, there's nothing girlish about Kevin Costner. Ashton Kutcher, maybe. Kevin Costner was a rugged. You know what? I can see. I'm ready for Costner month.
Oh, well, what can we cover that is action enough?
Waterworld, The Postman.
Oh, The Postman's action. Give me a break.
Open Range, Silverado.
Open Range was a sleeper.
The Open Range, one of the greatest westerns of all time.
I don't know about that.
The Hatfields and the McCoys, the entire.
That one was
miniseries.
only good because of Bill Paxton.
R.I.P. But I mean, Bill Paxton was only good because he was working with Kevin Costner.
All right, that was good. Costner did awesome in that.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's not very ripped in Waterworld.
I got
looking
a
at
picture here
right now.
I got a picture here. He's skinny, but
yeah, but he's not. Yeah,
he looks. He looks good still. But yeah. Anyways.
All right. I don't know. Do you have anything more facty?
Yeah, I have a couple more things. If you guys,
I mean, we're getting a little long here, but I don't.
The knife used by the Night Slasher was made specifically for the film by designer Herman Schneider. Stallone asked him to create a knife that audiences would never forget.
Oh,
so he created that.
It looks like some kind of knife a comic book collector would have in his basement.
No, this knife. This looks like the knives they keep behind the plastic cabinet at the gas station.
Yeah, no, I take that back. It would be like a super fan of Lord of the Rings has this knife in a collector's plaque, fiberglass case in their room.
I can go check behind my Thor's hammer and Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay, that's only if. Only if your mom's doesn't have guests over, you can make it up into your room. God, there was no funny way to say that. I fucked that up.
That was good. That was still good.
I am in a basement, so there's that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Hey. Yeah, you're so mean. You're so mean.
It's not my mom's basement, but it's a basement. So.
I mean, he's recently married. His wife's like, okay, it's so happy and everything. Now move all your shit to the basement. That's where it's going to be now. Like when you have your conference calls, when you're on the conference call with the horror guys, you can go down to the basement. Don't make too much noise.
Yes.
That's all about accurate. Yeah, Rob, have you bugged my house? Because so far, you predicted exactly where I am, what I'm surrounded by,
what you're eating
I had for dinner last night, and what I had for dessert.
Yeah,
I can't believe I guessed dinner. I can't believe I guessed dinner and dessert. That was pretty good.
I get the same treatment.
Get surveillance.
I get the same treatment from Shannon. You know when your wife calls it do your podcast?
Yeah.
So you have to do your podcast? Oh, you have to do it's time for you have to do your podcast. I'm like, what? You make it sound like it's a little fucking. I'm getting together with Bobby around the street corner, and we're gonna fucking play Dungeons and Dragons.
It's not your podcast; it's the podcast.
This is important to me. It may not be important to you, but it's important to me.
God damn it! Exactly.
Maybe I could persuade you guys to do a Dungeons and Dragons episode, and we'll put that on the Patreon for the patrons.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons in my life.
This would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, it would be.
A lot of people would be excited to hear you guys play.
I got really excited for a second. I thought you said Double Dragons episode. I like that movie.
I've played Double Dragon. Yeah, we could just do a Facebook Live of us doing like 8 hours of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, that'd be the best.
I want to be the gatekeeper.
I don't even know what that means.
Isn't there like a guy that like? Isn't there like a guy that like reads from the scrolls?
Yeah, the dungeon master's the guy who tells you the story.
Yeah, doesn't he just make shit up?
I already called it. I called it.
You're the dungeon master.
Doesn't the master just make shit up and then don't these games last for like 20 years?
Well, I mean, they can, or you can have shorter sessions of them. So, like, the 20-year-long games are like people play the same character week after week, and their story evolves. But
can't you just yell out like, "I lost my penis now" or something? Or
I mean, you could say something like, I'm gonna attack so and so, and then if you roll low enough, I could tell you that he cut your penis off.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
But yeah, the dungeon master tells you like the results of your actions, and you tell them what you want to do. And there's a lot of rules in the game.
Yeah.
We can play like I do. We kind of play like assholes and just kind of make it up as we go. So you guys would be great at that.
We got to get into this.
Sounds kinky.
We got to get into this. We have a few friends that play Dungeons D&D.
Yeah.
You have a life preserver. French fries are drowning.
I don't know what that was all about. Oh,
She had a ton of ketchup on those French fries.
yeah,
didn't
she did. She really did. So
That's
they
great.
ride off at the end on the motorcycle. Like, you know that Cobra is just going to be banging someone else a week later.
Oh yeah.
Oh, guaranteed.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess there was originally the movie was filmed in Seattle. The climaxing with the motorcycle chase scene on a ferry between the islands, but I guess they were supposed to end at night, but there was a mosquito problem at the time, so they made it end during the daytime. So which Stallone specifically wanted to do because he can't stand mosquitoes, I guess.
Well.
And I guess
Who can though?
I know
Yeah.
exactly. And apparently the supporting cast and extras were forbidden from talking to Stallone on the set.
Goodness.
As well. Yeah, I know,
He's a
man.
method actor.
Yeah.
He was so engrossed in the role. If they approached him suddenly, he might whip around and punch him in the face.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, I had
right.
who was it? I had a friend. We know someone who was on set with Robert Redford, and they just filmed a Netflix thing in Colorado, like
Tommy Lee
a couple
Jones.
year ago or
Oh, yeah.
something. The
Robert
Our
Redford.
Souls at Night, which I never watched because I don't even like those kinds of movies. But they said that like they were in line with him at lunch. You know, like he was in front of him and this person in line, or two people in front of this person that I know, and. Cause we are actors. We have friends who are actors. So yeah, they were playing like a small part in this movie, and they were going through the salad line, and someone like took the last of this certain kind of salad, and Robert Redford like wanted it, but there wasn't quite enough, so he like took the scraps and then took something else, then went to go sit down, and then this person that I know was like making their way through the line, and then they replenished that salad like right after that. And so they just like walked by and was like, "Hey, Robert, they replenished the salad," and he was like, "Oh, calm down, buddy. Your table's over there," or something like that. Like like he was trying starstruck and talking. He was like, "I just want to let you know the salad's fucking replenished, you asshole."
Yeah, because I saw you didn't get that much.
Yeah.
Calm down, buddy.
Funny little story there. Yeah.
Yep. So that's funny.
Well, cool.
Yeah, that's
Cobra.
Fucking love it.
Anything else?
The only thing else I'd add, I love how he wears his shades like the first half of the movie,
Yeah.
and then the last
while
half.
stalking the guy in the store in the beginning.
Exactly. And then like the last half, the shades are gone. I was kind of disappointed.
That's because he's fallen in love.
You're
with
right.
Bridget, so he's got to take down his wall. The
Okay.
shades are there as a wall
I see.
to protect himself from feelings.
Oh,
I see. You can't see his eyes. You don't want to see his emotions.
Rob utilized this
I see.
method in high school.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to walk around with mirrored aviators everywhere in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I walk around with mirrored aviators now.
Fuck yeah. Channel your
All
inner
right.
Cobra.
Well, that was the flagship episode of CCA.
Woohoo!
That was
Pretty
Cobra.
good.
Yeah.
Badass.
I don't know what we're covering next. I don't even know when the next episode's going to be, but it'll probably be
Demolition Man.
it'll probably be in the next 2 weeks.
I do feel like we should mix it up from Stallone because, I said,
Yeah.
I could just do Stallone all day, every day.
I could too.
But maybe we should.
We need to do a
just to
Van
keep
Damme.
some variety.
We might need to do Bloodsport.
Okay, this
Demolition
is when we
Man.
talk about how Carmelo's not working out. And
But we got Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man too, so it's still good.
no, I think we definitely should mix it up.
Yeah.
Maybe
gonna-
cliffhangers.
I'm going to vote for Bloodsport, but we'll see what happens.
Lethal Weapon. Let's see.
No.
Oh, God,
No.
Lethal Weapon's so good.
We got to cover
This
some
is
of
just
these.
a preview of the next month and a half's episodes. It's just all the fun that awaits.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
see, we got the ball rolling here.
So if you
It's very
want
exciting.
more CCA, make sure that you go to patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror and subscribe at $5 or more to get these episodes on the regular. If that's too hard, you can also go to cultclassichorror.com and click on the upper right on Become a Patron, I think, or Support Us, I think it says. And it'll take you to our Patreon page. So cool. Yeah, I think this is going to go nicely.
Yeah, fucking A.
Hopefully...
And in case I'm not asked back, audience, it's been great talking to you about Cobra and Stallone, and I'll miss y'all very much.
Sweet.
I'm sure
you'll be here.
I'm sure you'll be here.
Oh, thank God. Woo.
No, Carmelo's going to be here because that's. Well, I mean, it just. I think the foursome for this works out really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does for sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we'll catch you all on the next episode.
Yes. Thank you guys.